So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are new here, my name is Vanessa Buyayi, and yes, karibuni sana. For the oldies, thank you for always tuning back to my YouTube channel. And guys, if you've not subscribed, kindly do subscribe. Road to 600 subscribers. I really do appreciate, guys. Have you done so? I'm waiting for you to subscribe. I believe you've done so. So guys, today I want us to talk about the topic understanding young adults in relation to mental health. So the reason why I want us to talk about this topic is because during the phase of transitioning from teenagehood to young adulthood to that of adulthood, middle-aged adults, you find that the young adults, there's a lot that really happens during that phase, and it has to do with, and this a lot can really affect the mental health of an individual. And as you all know, guys, we come from a country or a society where mental health is still being stigmatized, and with mental health being stigmatized, you find that a lot of people are not seeking help the time when they really need to seek help, and that unfortunately leads us to losing a lot of our loved ones to suicide, because they see like dying by suicide is the solution to whatever problems they might be facing. And most of these problems, most of the time, it might have been brought about by the day-to-day struggles, like human struggles that we are facing, which might lead to an individual developing mental health issues such as anxiety, stress, or depression. And when maybe an individual has developed that anxiety, stress, or depression, and they fail to seek help, and they have fought the battle for long, most of the time the last symptom of these mental health issues is one choosing to die by suicide, because they see it's a solution to whatever they are facing. So guys, to begin with, because we want to understand the young adult, we have to understand that it's during the young adults phase that a lot of people are always formulate their identity. So we will start by identity formation. If you want to understand a young adult, you have to know that it's during that phase that they are formulating their identity, because this is the time when they are living life alone. They are separate from their parents. Like the decisions they make are separate. They don't need, most of the decisions they are making, they don't need their parents to assist them in making those decisions. So under identity formation, you find that they are formulating their values, they are trying to understand who are they as an entity, and they're also trying to understand what is their place in this society. And guys, you see all the three that I have mentioned, during that phase, the time when this young adult is formulating their identity, there are high chances of them acquiring mental health issues. And most of the time it's because during the phase of identity formation, this individual is not formulating their identity alone. Most of their time they are walking the journey with their peers. So, and we understand the issues to do with peer pressure and peer influence. So in short, there's a very thin line between identity formation and the stroke peer pressure and peer influence. And then maybe somebody might be asking themselves, how does this come about? So under peer pressure and peer influence, you find that one thing that might lead to peer pressure and peer influence is an individual is trying to seek acceptance. And when an individual is trying to seek acceptance, you see, we have already said that this person does not have their own identity, so they're trying to find their identity. So you'll find that, yes, I'm trying to find my identity, but again my peers are here. So you'll find that most of the time they'll just borrow from the values and the place of their peers in the society, instead of because they don't know their identity yet and they want to be accepted, so they will just borrow from whatever their peers are telling them. And there's always that internal fight of an individual if they truly know that, hey, I'm not comfortable with whatever these values are, because I believe everybody has their values. So within them there will be that internal battle with whatever they are doing, and this might now lead to the person acquiring the mental health issues, because yes, I am with my peers, I am with my friends, but the person will be very lonely because I'm just doing it to please them. I'm not doing it to satisfy the inner me as an inner person. So you'll find that it might lead to this person being lonely, and when loneliness comes, depression comes in, and the struggle begins. Another thing is the issue to do with social comparison. As I've said earlier, the work is between an individual with their peers, that of identity formation. So you'll find that social comparison will come in because yes, my values are this, but my friends are doing this. Or yes, my values are this, people are stigmatizing me because of the values I've chosen, instead of just respecting the values I have chosen. And that leads to maybe somebody being isolated, somebody being used, things like that. And that also leads to mental health issues. Another thing is identity exploration. Yes, my peers have accepted me, my clique has accepted me, but I'm yet to know what my values are. So let me explore. There is where you'll find, let me try drugs. Okay, let me try this dress code. Okay, let me try this test of men. Let me try do this, because you're exploring before now sitting down, and then you'll be like, okay, after exploration, this is now my value. And you see, in that period of social exploration, one might be hurt, one might face risks like maybe acquiring diseases, one might even be killed. It's just a whole other issue. And because of those things of loss and maybe grief, and the issue of one being hurt in the process of them exploring, it might also lead to them acquiring mental health issues. Another thing is the pressure to conform. You might find an individual is in a group. Yes, my values are not, he or she is trying to identify their values, and then to identify themselves, and then they just learn, my values are not whatever these people are doing. But there is that fear of separating yourself from, that fear of just standing your feet and telling your group, I know we are friends, but whatever you guys are doing, I don't subscribe to that. Just respect my values, we will continue to be friends. There will be that conflict. And because you don't want to express your feelings to your friends, and you don't want to hurt their feelings, you start having that battle within you. But at the end of the day, because your friends come first before you end up conforming to whatever they are doing. Or sometimes you might find it's the friends trying to influence you to whatever they are doing. Wanakwambia to just try it, hakuna kitu itafanyika. So you go sit down and go like, anyway, kwani what will happen? I don't want to lose my friends, and if they are telling me to do this so that you can continue I can make them happy by doing it, then why not? Then there's another category that is a resisting influence. So you'll find some people might be influenced. They were just given an example in pressure to conform, but were like, no, that's not like what I abide to. I'm not gonna do that. I know my values, I know what I stand for. At the end of the day, you'll hurt your friends, and because they already know your values don't align with theirs, they might start distancing themselves from you. And because that was not something you are prepared for, loss and grief, you have lost your friend. So you go to the period of loss and grief, and that leads to you maybe starting being lonely, crying, that whole process of loss and grief. So yeah, and it might also lead you to acquiring mental health issues. That is our first point, identity formation. I believe we have understood, because I have really I've really explained it in details. Another thing that we really need to understand about the young adults is the young adults face pressure and expectations from the society. They face pressure in relation to their education, and they also face pressure in relation to the profession world, and also they face the pressure socially. So you'll find that all this it always comes 3 in 1, because you're in school, after school you have to find work, after work and you have a partner, whatnot, and because of all these of this roller coaster of you have to satisfy school, satisfy professionally, and satisfy socially, one might develop mental health issues. And most of the mental health issues that one can develop here are anxiety, depression, so yeah. And to our third point, the young adults of this era, most of them, they are in 1 or 2 social media platforms. The famous social media platform is WhatsApp. So we see statuses, WhatsApp statuses from our friends, and there is where the issue of FOMO comes in. FOMO in full is fear of missing out. So you see your friend has posted they have gone abroad, you see your friend has posted they are in some aeroplane traveling to I don't know where for a vacation, you see your friend has bought a car, you see all these things, and because now you have the fear of missing out, and you're just there stressed because you cannot acquire that thing at that particular time. Stress comes in, or if not stress, you start developing low self-esteem, because you see like, for them they have succeeded, they are better off than me, or maybe sify, or those things that just come inside the mind of an individual. And then another thing is because social media is in existence, and a lot of young adults are in those social media platforms, maybe for fun or for career purposes. Cyberbullying, especially in Kenya, for cyberbullying is there, and it's very rampant, and people are not scared of cyberbullying. I don't know why restrictions have not been put, or it's just me who is uninformed about the issue, but cyberbullying is very high in our country, Kenya. Like this week, I believe there's a lady who is being cyberbullied by her account being banned, and just people talking negative things about her, and she has not hurt anyone, and she's just a young girl trying to find a source of income for herself, because for her she's doing it professionally. So yeah, cyberbullying is there, and it might also make someone to develop mental health issues. Another thing is that we need to understand about young adults, they're in their transitioning period, just like the way I've just said earlier on, the pressure and expectation. So in their transitioning period, you find that during this period of being a young adult, you have to leave home, you have to start maybe college, you have to start a new job, and you might form new relationships with people, and all these things, they can be very overwhelming for an individual, because you're just used to your parents providing for you. Then you have to start this life alone, providing for yourself, thinking about what you eat, fighting for yourself, because not all, but this time there's no parent to defend you from enemies. You have to stand your feet in a lot of issues alone, and because of these things, again, uncertainties, because you're not sure, will I get that job? Will I be able to get maybe rent for next month? Will I, what not? Those uncertainties, they might bring about mental health issues, like especially anxiety at that particular time, because you're not sure, will I get my next meal? Will I, so those uncertainties might bring about anxieties. And then stress might also come in, because you have to leave home. Maybe you'll have to live in a mabati house, and you left home some cozy bed that you were sleeping on, or you have to rent a house, but you're not maybe your job, you're under the fluctuating job career, so you're not sure if you'll get salary for next month to be able to maybe sustain your basic needs or just something. And you might find others, they have siblings who are dependent on them, and it's just a roller coaster. So yeah, it's tough, but we'll get through it, because you're not the first young adults and you're not the last ones. And for the other generations, our parents, our relatives, and other loved ones, the only thing that maybe we can assist the young adults, and even the young adults included, is learning coping mechanisms and strengthening our resilience to problems, and by strengthening our resilience and learning coping mechanisms in this roller coaster, we will be able to prevent ourselves from a lot of mental health issues. And mental health is wealth. So I would really advise you, if you are a young adult and you're going through this roller coaster, if it gets very tough, seek help. It's okay to seek help. It's okay to seek help. So you'll find that just seek that help and you'll be assisted. Red Cross offers counseling for free. I don't know of other organizations, but if you just Google Red Cross, you'll get their toll numbers. You'll be able to call and you'll get that assistance and get up and move on with life. It gets better with time. That's all that I had for you guys today. Till next time. Bye bye.